Thomas and the Wasp. One sunny morning, the Tulip group was playing outside. Kate was building a sandcastle with Claire, while Dolly and Adam were baking sand cakes. Marco was kicking a ball with Patrick, and Natalie was picking flowers with Mrs. Sparkle. Only Thomas was playing a little way off from the others. Thomas was a curious boy who loved to explore. He had a magnifying glass that his dad had given him, and he often brought it to nursery. With it, he could look closely at the tiny patterns of pebbles and count the dots on ladybirds. Today, Thomas even lay down under the slide so he could get a better look. "Thomas, don't lie on the ground. You might catch a chill," Mrs. Sparkle called. Thomas sat up and carried on crawling through the grass on his hands and knees. He crawled and crawled until suddenly he shouted, "Ouch! It hurts so much! Mrs. Sparkle!" Mrs. Sparkle hurried over. "Take your hands away, Thomas. Let me see where it hurts," she said gently. Thomas moved his hands from his leg. "Oh, it looks like a wasp has stung you," said Mrs. Sparkle. "Look, it's still there on your knee. Don't worry, you'll be just fine." She carefully brushed the wasp off his knee. "Try not to cry, Thomas. The sting will stop hurting soon," she said, trying to comfort him. But Thomas kept on crying. Mrs. Sparkle knew it wasn't too serious. Thomas was more frightened than hurt. She thought quickly about how to calm him down. She reached into her magic pocket and pulled out an ice cream. Then she turned it upside down and gently pressed it against Thomas's knee. Everyone was surprised, especially Thomas. He forgot all about his sting and started laughing. He sat on the ground with the ice cream on his knee, giggling away. The other children found it so funny that they all burst out laughing too. "And what about the wasp? Is it hurt?" Thomas asked. "It's over there in the grass," said Marco. "Let's have a look." Mrs. Sparkle carefully placed the wasp on a little bench, and all the children gathered round. Marco collected some leaves to make a bed for the wasp, and Patrick took charge of the melting ice cream. They placed the wasp gently onto a leaf. Thomas took out his magnifying glass, and the examination began. The tiny patient didn't seem very well. It was limping and trying to straighten its wings. Thomas had probably squashed it a little when he knelt down. "Can we make it better, Mrs. Sparkle?" asked Thomas. "I have an idea," said Kate. "Let's give it some ice cream. Wasps love sweet things. I once got stung when I was eating cake with my mom outside the cake shop." "Great idea! Let's try it," Thomas said eagerly. He placed the ice cream close to the wasp. The children watched carefully. Would the wasp eat it? Before long, the wasp began sniffing the ice cream. It looked very interested. Patrick wondered if the wasp might prefer chocolate ice cream instead of vanilla. But this wasp wasn't fussy. It jumped right in and really enjoyed the sweet treat. "Come along, children. Say goodbye to the wasp now. It's time for lunch," Mrs. Parker reminded them. Come on, children, make room in your tummy. We're about to eat something yummy. The food is ready, nice and hot. Don't let the wasp steal from the pot.